Hey you guys, welcome to my table of three. Today I'm going to share an easy Trim Healthy Mama recipe with you that would be a great Thanksgiving side. It is using gold potatoes. If you're familiar with Trim Healthy Mama, this is a starchy vegetable that is on plan according to Pearl and Serene. You can find episodes of the potty and on the groups, more information about which potatoes are. But I'm going to take you through a brief tutorial how I fix my Parmesan herb roasted potatoes today using gold potatoes. I'm editing the video right now and I realize that I completely forgot to record an intro to this video. So here we go. So this is why I'm wearing different clothes in the other parts of the video. But I hope you enjoy this recipe. Let me know if you try it. Find the link to the full recipe in the description below. It's brand new on the blog. So let's jump right in the kitchen. Okay, so this is the potatoes I use. These are just the Little Potato Company Boomer Gold. They look like this. So they're just small potatoes. They're a gold variety, which is okay to eat on Trim Healthy Mama. There's a podcast, or podcast as they call it, you can go back and look at. There's also a couple of posts in the main Trim Healthy Mama beginners group you can go back and look for. Just search Pearl and potatoes, you'll find it. But so what I do, and you can totally skip this step if you want to just cut them in cut them in half and do this, but I use this knife to slice, if you can see, little slices. This technique is called Hasselback, and I think the Hasselback comes from actually the place where it originally was cooked at, somewhere like a bar or a restaurant. But you just slice all the way through. You don't want to slice all the way through the potato, if you can see. Just let me see if I can. It's kind of hard to do it with one hand, but you can see where I stop, because that's going to hold your potato together. So you just make a certain number of slips depending on how big the potatoes are, because they're small and then some bigger. You can also do them with larger gold potatoes if you want to, if you it's easier, or you could just cut these in half. But I just chose to use a bag of this because we don't eat a ton of potatoes, and this was a perfect size for us. So this says the serving size is 5 to 6 potatoes, which is about what we would have, and it's 70 calories, just if you eat them plain. But we'll be adding some to it, and I'll put the nutritional information in the recipe, and I'll link to that recipe below. Then after you cut the potatoes, I just put them in salt water, and this is just 2 tablespoons of salt. You don't have to use that much. I guess you could use a tablespoon. You just want really salty water, cold water, and then you put the potatoes in there. And you let them soak for at least 30 minutes. I'll show you what happens when you go too far through the potato when you're cutting. They will fall apart. So anyway, avoid that. Or you can just cut them in half and soak them. But soaking them in the cold water is going to help dry out some of the moisture or the excess water in these potatoes. And you can see where the water is kind of foggy here. It's also, because mine's been soaking for about 30 minutes already. It's also going to draw out some of the starch. And if you follow Trim Healthy Mama, you need to do like the gold potatoes. I want to say the purple potatoes, and there may be a few others. We don't eat a ton of them, so I only usually grab the gold. I don't know, once ever. This is the second time we've eaten them, honestly, but it's because I'm doing this recipe for you guys. I grabbed the second bag. They're really tasty, but I overdo it on potatoes, so we don't buy them because they're really high in carbs and not something I can eat a lot. So I'd rather have a sweet potato too. But anyway, so I'm going to soak this for 30 minutes, and then we're going to come back and you dry them off, and you're going to toss them in a little bit of coconut oil and some seasoning, and then we're going to roast them off. So I'm going to let this soak. I'm going to grab some pictures of this, and then I'll come back and show you what I do from here. Okay, so I have drained the potatoes from the salt water, if you can see them. I also took a towel, and hopefully you guys can see it, and dried them really well. So now what you're going to do is add the coconut oil. If you don't want to have coconut oil, you can use olive oil, or just whatever oil you prefer. Vegan butter if you're a vegan, just whatever healthy oil or fat that you want. You're just going to measure it out per the recipe so you stay in line with the Trim Healthy Mama E. There we go. So that's the oil I just put in there. Just using this measuring scoop that I have that measures a table and a half. Then these are my seasonings. As you can see, maybe you can see them in there. Sorry guys, I'm not very prepared today, am I? I'm trying to do my blog recipe and this video at the same time for you guys, since I think these would be good for Thanksgiving. So I'm going to mix these up, and I'm just going to sprinkle these all over. Now, I know some people have dietary needs as far as sodium, so you be the judge of what you're going to add. The soaking it in the salt water. Sorry if you guys hear my dishwasher, but my husband's working on that for me, so that's running in the background. But just toss those with the oil and the seasoning. And what I was saying, the seasoning that we toss them in has salt, and the topping that goes on top will have Parmesan cheese that also has salt. So if you need a low sodium diet, you could use a salt alternative here, or you could cut way back on the salt, or even cut back on the Parmesan cheese and just use nutritional yeast if you'd like to. But just adjust the recipe to your liking. So I got that tossed. Let me wipe my hands really quick, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. Let me come back in just a few minutes and show you how I line these up so I can get you at a better angle. Okay, I went ahead and put those on the baking sheet because I didn't want to bore you guys. I'm trying to keep my videos a little bit short because I know everybody's busy, but I just tossed them after you saw me toss them in the seasoning and a little bit of coconut oil. Now I preheated my oven to 400 degrees, and we have these beautiful gold potatoes on the baking sheet. I'm going to put those in and bake those probably for about 45 to 50 minutes. It's going to depend on the size of these potatoes that you bake with, like if you choose to go with bigger ones or these little ones. And since oven temps vary some, we'll see. But I'll come back and let you know exactly how long these took mine, and then I'll show you the next step after these bake for a little bit. Be back in just a little bit. Hey you guys, welcome to my table of three. Today I'm going to share an easy Trim Healthy Mama recipe with you that would be a great Thanksgiving side. It is using gold potatoes. If you're familiar with Trim Healthy Mama, this is a starchy vegetable that is on plan according to Pearl and Serene. You can find episodes of the potty and on the groups, more information about which potatoes are. But I'm going to take you through a brief tutorial how I fix my Parmesan herb roasted potatoes today using gold potatoes. I'm editing the video right now and I realize that I completely forgot to record an intro to this video. So here we go. So this is why I'm wearing different clothes in the other parts of the video. But I hope you enjoy this recipe. Let me know if you try it. Find the link to the full recipe in the description below. It's brand new on the blog. So let's jump right in the kitchen. Okay. Okay guys, I moved over a little bit over here out of into the blog inline area so I could show you how I am actually. So these have baked about 45 minutes in my oven and they are just about right. So I don't know if you can see, but I've started sprinkling on the Parmesan herb mixture. I haven't done all of them, but I was going to show you how to do one. So I'll show you. You can see how they start to spread out here. So I just take a little bit of this mixture and I sprinkle it in. It's kind of hard to do while I'm filming, but I try and get some in every little bit of those little cracks. But you don't have to, you just kind of sprinkle it on the top. Hopefully you guys can see that. And they spread out when they get soft, so don't spread them too far or they'll fall apart. But you know, if they do, so what, right? It's family, it's Thanksgiving, it's dinner, so it's going to taste good whether it looks beautiful or not. So I know your family will just appreciate it. So you won't have quite as much mixture as I have because I'm doing double batches. Long story, but to vlog and get it done I have to do it. So you can see they're getting nice color on them as well. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the last few here with the sprinkle, and then I'm going to put these back in the oven for about 5 minutes just to toast up the topping. You don't want to burn it because that would not taste good, but I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll come back and show you what the finished product looks like. Okay, and these have cooked for an additional 3 minutes after I put the topping on, and I'm going to pull them out and show them to you. Don't look at my dirty oven, right? Okay, can you see how beautiful and golden brown and topped with that toasty topping it's going to be? And these, again, are a Trim Healthy Mama E. They do have oil in them, but if you break them down per serving, it has, I think, 4.8 fat grams, which falls in within the E. Total carbs for this, the serving is about 5 to 6 little potatoes when you use these size. And I believe it's 6 potatoes. That is about 160 calories, sorry. And about, I think it was 16.9 net carbs or something like that. So it's a light E but it is still an E. It would be great for Thanksgiving side. You could do a crossover, or if you do lean turkey and these potatoes in a salad, you can stick within an E. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and if you try this recipe, let me know, and I will see you again next time here in my kitchen of my table of 3.